Hey, I'm Ellen Stanley, Executive Director of the Minnesota Music Coalition, and we're here at Summit Brewing to kick off our 5th annual Minnesota Music Summit, a 3-day music festival and conference, bringing together artists, industry professionals, and fans from all over Minnesota and beyond. And we're going to be welcoming our keynote speaker, David Lowery, who's the frontman for Cracker and Camper Van Beethoven, and is at the forefront of artist advocacy. So we're excited to welcome him into town as well. And we're very excited to be here at Summit for the big party kickoff. Every year during the Summit, we honor someone who's done significant work on behalf of Minnesota's musicians. And this year, we're very excited to recognize St. Paul Mayor Chris Coleman. A musician himself, Chris Coleman has been very vocal about advocating for musicians and the arts community in St. Paul, which is one of the reasons why we do the Minnesota Music Summit in St. Paul. We've had a lot of support from the city, and we're very excited to honor him, especially as he has declared 2016 the Year of Music in St. Paul. So we're happy to present him with the Minnesota Music Champion belt.
All of a sudden, I feel like I should talk like Jesse Ventura.
You know, this is awesome. This is so awesome. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank, first of all, Tony, thank you so much. That's great. And let's give it up for Ellen and the Minnesota Music Coalition. Just incredible. Supporting artists. Supporting real artists like John and Bob and, you know, people that actually know how to play music as opposed to pretenders like me, you know, but I have a lot of fun, and the nice thing about being mayor is they really can't turn you down when you ask if you go play with them. Like Curtis A. has been trying to figure out how to kick me out of the John Lennon show now for 5 years running, and it just doesn't work. You know, look, first of all, I have to, Connie and I, you know, music is how we met. The very first night that we met, we were at the Caboose listening to Paul Sabar and the Milwaukeeans. And we actually tried to get them for our wedding, but they were at another wedding the night that we wanted them. So music is important to us, just personally. I got a brother that's a musician that you know, has given his life to music. We know what it does for the city. I would be remiss. Joe Spencer, that son of a, he's down in New Orleans, but Joe should be. I don't think the two of us could fit in this belt, but really, because that would be really weird, actually. That'd be really creepy. But Joe deserves this as much as I do, because this is a story. When I first became mayor, I knew Joe a little bit, but he was a community organizer on the West Side. And he came, he said, Chris, because then he called me Chris, now he calls me Mayor, and you can all do the same. But he said, you know, I really like to come and work for you. And he said, I said, well, what would you do? I go, he said, I don't know. I have no idea what I would do for you. I'm a community organizer, blah, blah, blah. I used to be a dancer. I'm like, okay, pretty much no. But then we hit upon it that he had to be my minister of cool. And so he has been a part of this, and so the palace has become his baby as much as it is mine. And folks, when that thing opens up, St. Paul, downtown St. Paul is the center of the music universe. That club is going to be so awesome for groups. I was talking with Gary Lourdes the other day, and he was saying, you know, I really need a venue to do a few shows this fall. I'm like, have you checked out the Palace yet? And he said, no, I don't. He didn't know about it. I'm like, Gary, don't you read the papers? You'd be surprised Gary didn't read the papers. Sports pages only for Gary. But the fact of the matter is, we have an incredibly rich music community in the Twin Cities. Not, you know, it is wonderful, but it needs to continue to grow. We need to support our artists. That's what's so wonderful about the Minnesota Music Coalition, because if your city doesn't have a soul, you don't have a city. Music is a part of that. So we're going to keep on. We're going to keep on growing it. We're going to keep on supporting it in every way that we can. But most importantly, let's never, ever have someone who is an artist in their soul say, I can't pursue my dream because it's not possible. That's what the Minnesota Music Coalition is about. We need to support our artists. Let's go out there, drink beer, listen to some music, and never, ever, ever forget music is the soul of your city. Thank you.